Hello, my Keap Max Classic users. Are you looking for a simple webinar flow inside your Keap account, unsure what elements to include and how to include them? Well, this simple webinar flow will help you accomplish what you need for most webinars. Now, there may be some nuances to your webinar that aren't covered here, and if so, just drop a comment below and I'll go ahead and answer that for you. So what we have here is a webinar tag that's getting fired from, in this case, Webinar Jam, but you can basically fire this from most webinar services, either natively or through a Zapier or Make integration. So this is the registered tag. When they register for your webinar, this gets fired and it transfers over into Keap their name and email and phone number and whatever fields it is that you are capturing over there. The tag gets added and that starts the sequence. So the sequence here goes into a welcome email and then a series of reminders. There's also some housekeeping tag cleanup here that's going on at the same time, and I'll explain that in a second. So when they come in, they get a welcome email. And in this case, what we're doing is we're adding in the date and time of our specific webinar, and we're adding in their unique webinar link that comes from the webinar service so that they can be tracked uniquely as an individual lead. And so we just have a little subject here that says you're registered, some preview text that says save this email, and then just, hello with their name pulled from their contact record field. And you get these from this merge area here. So this one is from the most common fields. And then the other custom fields are coming from here under custom. And so we're putting that in, we're welcoming them, we're giving them their date and their link, and then that's it. Really simple, but you can dress this up as much as you want and set it up to meet your needs. Then we're going to wait until 24 hours before the actual webinar date and time. And so we're just using a date timer here. And if we go in here, we're picking the date that we want this to fire, when we want this to fire. And in this case, we're not going to choose the contact's time zone because the webinar is in our time zone. So we want to keep all of this messaging on our timeline so that when they see it, it is literally 24 hours from when they would jump on the webinar. We send them a little reminder. Again, this can be customized to whatever. We're including the links and the date and time again. I'm not going to get into the specifics of the internal email, but you can design that any way you like. And again, use those custom merge fields. This one now, we're going to wait until 11/3. This is the date of our event. And we're going to back it out 1 hour prior to them joining the webinar. So this is a 1 hour notice. We're going to send them a little message. Then we're going to wait, and 15 minutes before, we're going to send them another email. Now you can also do time of the webinar and just say something like we're live and add an additional email if you like. Over here, what we're doing is we are initially removing all of the tags that would trigger and fire throughout this sequence, because if someone comes back through the sequence for whatever reason, or we're reusing this automation, we want to make sure that these tags will fire. And if the tags are not removed from their contact record, they will not fire. So we need to make sure that we remove all the tags that show the history of when they attended the webinar so that the next webinar they attend, these same tags can fire. All right, so we're removing all of those trigger tags and movement tags, which we'll discuss as we go here, but that's what we're doing here. And then here, what we're doing is just giving the lead contact record a profile tag that for this purpose says they attend our webinars. So that's what that is. And then here we're just splitting this after the webinar. So what will happen is once the webinar is concluded, your attendees and registrants will have, your registrants will have a variety of tags, right? They will have that they attended. They will have that they did not attend. they would have a saw your pitch if you're pitching. So you might have a saw pitch tag or a left early tag, which means that they didn't see your pitch. That's the purpose of that one. And then you may have something like watched replay or took another action and so on. In this case, we're going to keep it simple. Did not attend, attended and saw the pitch, or attended and left early. And all we're doing in this decision diamond is looking for those tags. So for people who did not attend, we want to put them into this bucket, into this sequence, if their tags contain did not attend. And those tags are getting applied either through your webinar service. Webinar Jam will automatically apply these based on the actions people who registered take. But if you're using another service, they also should have this type of integration where they're firing tags for you, or you can fire those tags using something like Zapier or Make. And so this one has do not attend, attended and saw the pitch, or left early. So depending on what they did, we are going to have different messaging for them. And that's the purpose behind splitting them up. So for somebody who didn't attend, we really just want to invite them to the replay and get them to actually watch the information that we provided so that we can then pitch them either on the webinar or after. Here, they've attended and they saw the pitch, but they didn't purchase. So now we have to do follow-up sales messaging to them. Maybe you're going to have your sales reps call within this flow as well. You might want to add in SMS to this as well. It depends on how technical you want to get with all this. I'm trying to keep this simple so that if you don't have anything in place, you can just put this one in. Basically, these are just timers. We're going to wait 22 hours after the event, and then we're going to just send them messaging about the pitch. We're going to wait a day, send messaging, wait a day, send messaging, and so on. All right. At the end of this, if they haven't purchased, we're going to apply a purchase, a tag here rather, that identifies them as having not purchased. Now, if they do purchase, here they purchase our product, they'll get moved out of that immediately so that they don't continue to get messaging after they've purchased. However, if they get all the way to the end and they don't purchase, that tag will fire and they'll be pulled out here. Now, in this case, we'll be sending them to a long-term nurture and just noting that we did that with this tag. So that's all that's happening there. Same thing is here. If they saw the pitch, they get the tag. If they attended and left early, and then they'll get the tag. So it's just an opportunity for you to have different messaging based on the mindset or the action that your lead or prospect has taken there. So now if they purchase the product, we may want to have a welcome sequence where we welcome them, give them some links to follow, maybe some instructions to follow. And that's all we're doing here in this sequence. We're just following up with a welcome email. Maybe we have a bonus. We're going to send that the next day and so on. And then to apply this tag, this just is saying that they have finished the welcome sequence. And these tags help you identify actions that are taking place on the lead's record when you're actually looking at the contact record inside of Keap. So that's it. It's a very simple flow, but very effective. It's identifying the actions of your webinar registrants. It's allowing you to separate out your messaging based on their actions, and it's allowing you to follow up with them immediately should they purchase, or if they don't purchase, send them into your long-term nurture. All hands off so that you can focus on the more important aspect of this, whether it's selling, calling, or just creating your next webinar. So I hope you enjoyed this flow. If you did, please give it a like or share it with someone you know who might also need to see this. And then if you have any questions, put them in the comments below and I'll get back to you. Thanks. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.